Welcome back to Bedroom Brainiacs. My name's Kat, and what we're going to talk about today is part 2 of how to answer kids' sex questions. In part 1, we talked about how to answer fact-based questions, and then now in part 2, we're going to talk about how to answer values or opinion-based questions. And so just a little bit of a review. Anytime a kid or a teenager that's in your life asks you a sensitive or a sex question that you would like to answer in a way that feels, informed and respectful and reinforces your goal to be an open, askable parent or trusted adult in their life, you start with step 1, which is, hey, that's a really good question. And there's lots of variations to that. You can say, that's a great question, or I'm so glad you asked. But step 1 is you affirm the asker, right? And it has a couple benefits. One benefit is you're really affirming for that kid, hey, that's a good question to have. The second reason is you're affirming for them that you are a positive person and an open person to go to. And the third benefit is it gives you time to take a minute to stall and be mindful, right? So some questions might be, what is a wet dream? Or, when do people's periods start? Or at what age do kids start dating? But it also could be a values or an opinions-based question, like, is it okay if teenagers have sex? Is it okay if teenagers have oral sex? Is it okay if I'm attracted to multiple genders, right? And so some of those can be values or opinions-based questions. I like to think of values or opinions-based questions as questions that you can't get answered by the CDC or similar websites, right? But what you can do for those questions is also really wonderful, and you can layer in some of the facts related to those values. So for these, step 1 of answering the question would be, hey, that's a really good question. And then step 2 would be expressing the range and diversity of beliefs around the question. And so that might be something like, hey, for some kids, they feel ready enough and they feel mature enough to negotiate some of the conversations and sexual health issues that you need to be in order to make sexual health decisions around being intimate with other partners. For other teenagers, they may not be ready to negotiate some of those more mature aspects of sex. For you, it has to do whether you feel like you have the comfort and knowledge and skills that you need in order to negotiate some of those more mature situations. And then let's talk more about what that looks like for you. So again, step 1, affirm the asker. That's a really good question. Step 2, for values or opinion-based questions, express the range and diversity of belief around it by saying, for some, it's this way. For others, it's this way. Let's talk more about what it's like for you. Thanks again. Have a great day.